Good evening. We'd like to welcome everyone to the 21-22 orientation for all our new students. We are proud to have you and congratulations. You've overcome quite a bit of odds to be accepted. We feel like Central is a very special place. We hope you will too. We hope this is the best time of your life. You'll hear much at Central about always my best. That's our school motto. Basically, it means we want your best in everything you do. Whether it is homework, a test, 10 ready testing, band, basketball, robotics, or anything else here, we expect your best. Our senior class this year has demonstrated that well. 74.88% of them have a 30 or better on their ACT. 6 of our seniors scored a 36. 14 were national merits. Our students have been very successful in everything they try. Our DECA team did extremely well today, as a matter of fact. HOSA engineering competitions, such as Samsung Solve for Tomorrow, has been very successful and helped our school greatly. Our volleyball team finished 3rd in the state this year. Girls soccer went back to the state for the 2nd time. Boys were 2 points from going, boys basketball was 2 points from going to the sub-state, or sectional as they call it now. We've been successful in almost everything we've done. Our robotics team is second to none. Our fine arts, whether it be band, choir, strings, drama, are amazing. So we are very proud of every aspect of the school, and we hope you will take a lot of pride in it as well. I'm a firm believer the more you're involved in a school, the better you will like it and the more successful you'll be. If sports are not what you love, once again, we have the Fine Arts program, and we have a little bit of everything for people who are talented. And the difference at Central is that you can do both. You can be a star athlete and star in the play. You can play tuba for the band and pitch for the baseball team. We want everyone here to be involved in something. We have quite a few things to offer you as a student, but I do encourage you to look over the videos that were recorded, as well as the list of clubs, and just see how many things. And if we don't have something that suits you, if you'll come see me, we will try to find something for you. So we are, like I said, extremely proud of our school. A lot of things during we will do in the fall, such as drop off and pickup. Just remember that traffic is horrible right before the bell, and there's nothing we can do about it. So I would get here early. We open the doors at 7:15. School goes 8 to 3. We would like to have your child picked up by about 3:30. We really don't offer any sort of after school care. So we would ask you to pick them up in a timely manner. Hopefully you've submitted your contract. Virtually everyone has. We are down to about, let's see, about 35 contracts left to pick up. If you don't submit one, you will be getting a phone call wanting to know if you still are coming to Central. In the contract, it talks about service hours. High school gets 25 hours a year. Middle school gets 10. We encourage you to go ahead and get that started this summer. In your packet online, there is a form for collecting signatures for your service hours. I encourage you to pick a focus through high school, whether it be homeless, animals, whatever you find most interesting or that really moves you, and try to focus on that area of community service. It is extremely important. We, as I said, the form is in your packet. It's also on the guidance webpage and Mr. Nichols' page, which we'll talk about in a minute. One of the most important things you're going to do is schedule. For middle school, there is a form online, and you will tell it your name and what grade you're in, and it will give you some choices. In middle school, everyone takes the same 5 core classes: English, ELA, reading, math, science, social studies. And the math is determined on your math skill. We will be, for incoming 6th grade, doing some testing in the near future, and when we come back to determine your placement. Same thing for 7th and 8th grade. You will take the Iowa and we will use other scores as well, but we will place you in appropriate math. But other than those 5, you get to pick 2. 6th grade, we have band, choir, strings, a full year of art, a full year of drama, directed study or study hall. And then we have one we call exploratories, which is a 9-week rotation. In that 9 weeks, you will do PE, art, engineering, and general music. And so you will rotate each 9 weeks. 7th and 8th grade, you also get to pick a foreign language as one of your 2 extra classes. So, this is up to you and your child. So I do encourage you to speak with them and try to get them something they're interested in. If your child's extremely busy, there is nothing wrong with a directed study. So I do encourage you to look at that. High school is a little different. The guidance counselors will meet with you one on how many ever people you bring. They will probably be through Zoom. The students that are here will start getting emails in the next couple of days if you're returning for 9th grade, and they will you will be able to set up a time and a date that's at your convenience and register for your 5-year plan in high school, 4 years in high school, and they also want to know what your plan for college is. You don't get to stay 5 years, but then everyone else will get a email after that, and you will sign up that way. But once again, everything, and I direct you again, when you click on orientation, where you went to tonight, you will see a middle school orientation packet, a high school orientation packet. You will see a pre-registration form, which is for students that are new to CMS, and that basically gives guidance some contact information and lets them know you're coming as well. Then there's information about your scheduling. If your child has a 504 or an IEP, there is also a link for you on here. That way we don't let anybody fall through the cracks. That's one of our goals, is that we serve everybody's needs as best we can. So if your child has a 504 or an IEP, please make sure you fill out the form. On the same page, there are some videos about classes, clubs, and some sports information. So I encourage you to watch those and get a better idea about everything from different foreign languages to baseball. So please, take a moment today or tomorrow and look over those videos. I know a lot of you already have. A lot of y'all have already completed most of the forms, but they were up. But we are excited to have you. Like I said, we want you to be involved, so we want to give you as much information as possible. Tryouts. Virtually all tryouts will be for sports will be after school is out. We cannot, it's the way rules, try out for anything except for cheerleading before school is out. So don't worry about missing that or anything like that. But please make sure you check the website for those dates. There will be one page on the website also that has all dates for tryouts. The only restriction on playing multiple sports is it's hard to play them in the same season. So if you want to swim, basketball is difficult because they're in the same season. So other than that, you're welcome to play as many as you can make the team. There will also be summer assignments for most classes or for a lot of the classes. Please make sure you check the website for those. We will have them in a good location, convenient location. So for the high school students, one of the questions we get consistently is about pathways. Every student in Tennessee has to have a pathway. Here, you don't have to worry too much about it. We ask you to take 4 AP courses. That gives you an AP pathway. You very well may have 2 or 3 other pathways, but you will have at least that one by taking the AP courses required. We now offer 31 AP courses. So you should be able to start college with quite a bit of credit. We also offer dual enrollment classes through MTSU that are taught in the building. This coming year, we have physics, biology, and chemistry, and they are taught by MTSU personnel, but they are taught in our building. We really do appreciate MTSU working with us on that. So thank you, MTSU. I would also like to take a moment and give a shout out for our PTO. We have an excellent PTO. They do so much for us beyond fundraising, but obviously the fundraising is a big part of it. We try to give an education that's second to none, and sadly that costs money. So I do encourage you to get involved. We only do 2 major fundraisers during the year for the school. Different athletic teams may do one, but or different clubs. But for the school, we do invest in a brighter future, which is where we ask you to donate money at the beginning of the year, and that will be that will be PTO will be doing that. And then we have trivia night. That's one of my favorite nights of the year. I encourage you to get you a team of 6. There will be a lot of information before trivia night, which is in February, but rolls around. So we will enjoy that together, hopefully with a bunch of y'all. We would like to tell you that, we are, again, proud of you. We are happy to have you. We are excited. If you have any questions, you can put them in the chat. Miss Johnson's in the next office, so I wouldn't have to wear a mask, but she is going to give me any questions you put in. Seeing none. We do have extremely high expectations of our students. One of the nicest things here is the character of the students. People ask me all the time, why are you so successful as a school? And that's easy. It's our students and our teachers. We feel like our teachers are second to none. They work incredibly hard, put in so much time and effort, and our students do too. But it's beyond that. Our students have such a great character, and that's a reflection of their parents. Very few of our students have locks on their lockers. You can get one from us, but they don't feel like they need one. We constantly have money turned into the front office where somebody found a $20 bill or something. Trust me, that does not happen at most schools. My favorite story is within 1 month, I had 2 different students come to the front office to pay for their extra bag of chips that came out of the machine. That doesn't happen anywhere in the world. So, I am extremely proud of our kids. I can't say it enough. One of the questions, what is the advice you give as parents to support our child? One thing is, if you have a question, I'm the best person to get it answered from. I know the truth and the correct answer. Sometimes misinformation gets put out there that hurts everybody involved. You're welcome to email me when this is over. If you think of something you didn't think of during the broadcast, please email me and I'll get you an answer. If I can, I'll find somebody can. But getting second, third, fourth hand information is just usually wrong. So I do encourage you to stay in contact with us. Also, I don't feel like we overdo homework, but if you come from a school where there is none, this will be a little bit of a change. But we give children during lunch, during the lunch period, they have 25 minutes to get help, take a makeup test, or work on homework. So, my daughter graduated here. She seldom, if ever, brought home any homework. She did it at school. So that's probably my greatest advice, that and stay on top. Please make sure you check their grades. You will get a password to their account, and please check everything and stay with them. But if you have a problem, let us know. Uniforms, we do not have a uniforms dress code. We just ask everyone to dress decently. So that's not a problem. There will be some summer assignments for incoming 6th grade. Ms. Johnson will have that on the website in an obvious place. You should have no trouble finding it. It'll be a little closer to the end of school, but it will be there. Hello, Paisley. Let's see, dress code we answered. Does CMS students go for mid-state violin? Yes, we always have mid-state and all-state violin. We have a very good, one of my daughter's friends went to college on a violin scholarship. We have a young man right now that I would put up against anybody. Amazing young man. He's deciding between MIT and Caltech. Rough decision, but not for violin. but he is excellent. But yes, we have several All-State. Um, yeah. A ninth grader can take sixth grader can take 2 outside the core. A ninth grader can take, well, they choose all 7. Yes, you're going to have to take English every year, math, science, and AP Human Geography for most of our freshmen. And most of them go ahead and knock out wellness. You don't want to wait till you're a senior to take wellness. But guidance will walk you through that and help. Volunteering opportunities for parents. Well, if COVID will go away, this year's been a little different on everything. Everything I've answered this year has been, well, this year, I'll be glad to get back to a little bit more normal, whatever that may be. But yes, our PTO organizes, we actually have volunteer coordinators, and parents volunteer for trivia night. They volunteer in the library for book fair, just a little bit of everything. And we really appreciate it. Yes, you have to have, in Tennessee, you have to have 2 years of the same foreign language to graduate. I highly encourage you, if your child plans on going to a highly selective school, like a Vanderbilt or a Duke or a Harvard, they would like to probably see 4 years of foreign language. But you have to have 2 of the same foreign language to graduate in Tennessee, and that's true of any school. We have special pandemic safeguards in place for everyone. Everything here this year is different, from how much time we take between classes, how we release between classes. The band is spread out more, choir, mornings, passing in the hall. I'll have one of my shots. I'll be glad to get the second one.
What is the difference between honors and advanced honors?
Good question. And one question I say that's good. We have 150 eighth grade, and there's 200 ninth grade spots. Somebody asked how many eighth graders get in. We normally have 135, 140 re-accepted. Advanced, if your child wants to take AP English someday, they need to be in advanced honors. If English is not their best subject and they're going to go through honors throughout high school, English honors is fine. We have, in freshman year, there's 200 freshmen. We'll have 180 in advanced honors and probably 20 in honors. List of elective focused pathways. Should be in the guidance. Elective focused pathways should be with guidance. If not, email your guidance counselor, and that's something that's important. Guidance counselors, Miss Clary does A through G. Miss McAdams, and this is on the website, Miss McAdams does H through O, and she was Miss Gerhardt. Miss Copchat does Pell Chat, yes, does P through Z. And so you can email them with questions like that, and they will be glad to help you. But once again, all that's on the website. We do not march, but you're allowed to march at your home school. So we had the drum major from Laverne High School a couple of years ago. Our students are very talented, and most band directors are thrilled to have them. So if marching is important to you, you are allowed to march at your home school. Athletics is different, but violin, it's called. No, it's not called strings. It's called orchestra on the schedule. But your guidance counselor will help you with that. You just request it. Anybody who requests violin or strings gets in there. We have beginning and we have intermediate. And for a few middle school kids, we put them in high school before. It just depends on your talent. And that would be up to Miss Wakiani.
Will all students who are in RCS currently input their schedule via Skyward? Will that be done with a counselor or independent?
That will be done with a counselor. All students, when you input your schedule, the counselor will be in the room if you go to school here. If not, it'll be over Zoom. But she will help you do that. If you're in a foreign language, one of the questions on the form is, did you take any classes in middle school for high school credit? If you took Spanish 1, I assume that student's at Thurman Francis. Then yes, you would go into Spanish 2, and that would be one of your years, or if you were here, it certainly would be one of your years. Block scheduling, as the year progresses and we know more about what COVID is actually doing, we're going to meet with the teachers and sit down and discuss and try to figure out what's best for the students and make a decision on whether to go back. In the past, we've done a modified block schedule. Monday, Tuesday, and Friday, we would do straight 7. Wednesday and Thursday was odd and even blocks. This year, because of COVID and the cut down transition time, we did AB. So there was on Monday was say odd 1, 3, 5, 7. Tuesdays 2, 4, 6, 8. We added 8th period, which gave everybody more study time. But for some kids who took a study hall, it wasn't a good thing. So we are going to weigh the pros and cons, get as much input as we can from different people, student council members and different things, and see if we did keep the block, we would probably do block Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and straight 7 on Friday, just because sometimes you go a long time without seeing a teacher, but we will do that. Pathways are just focuses. If you take engineering 4 years, you have an engineering pathway. If you take band 4 years, you probably have a fine arts pathway. Yes, your guidance counselor will contact you through email. And question above that, we have lots of clubs for 6th graders. We really want you to be involved. Average class size for middle school, 6th grade's probably 20. 7th and 8th grades, 25, 26. Every now and then there will be one period that just, as a small school, it's harder to get everything to balance as easily because we don't have 20 of this class. But our classes are very comparable. Rutherford County does a great job of staffing. I don't know that we're that much better than any other school. At Christian Middle, when I was principal there, we had great class sizes. And I really appreciate Rutherford County, the school board, and the commission funding us to a point where we can have staffing that allows great education. Let's see, entrance exam. No, once you are in 6th grade or 7th grade or whatever grade, you are allowed to stay through 8th grade for sure, unless you have issues. And hopefully that will never be a problem. But if you have issues, we'll talk about that when it happens. But then everyone reapplies for 9th grade. We're hoping Tennessee will give 2 tests in a row someday, and we won't have to do the admissions test anymore. When we first opened for the first several years, we used both 2 years of TCAP scores, and then Tennessee started having some hiccups. And so anyway, ice hockey. There are no ice hockey teams technically at a school. Most of them are blended between schools. We have had students here. We've had 2 or 3 very good ice hockey players, but they would not play here. They would play somewhere else. I don't know anything about. I apologize. I don't know anything about tumbling. You hit outside my comfort zone. Swimming is a sport. 6 through 12. It's not TSA recognized, but it is a sport. We are very good in swimming. We have a young lady going to swim at Kentucky next year. But it is a sport. We practice at Riverdale. We greatly appreciate Miss Blair and the Riverdale swim coach allowing us to swim there. But anyway, will masks be required for the upcoming year? If you feel strongly about that one way or the other, the school board's who you speak to. That is a school board decision, and we will do whatever the policy is. We are rule followers. We will do exactly what we're supposed to do. Lacrosse is we do not have a lacrosse team that has central across their chest. There are some lacrosse teams in the county, and they do take students from other schools. Yes, we do have a dance team. We have a middle school and a high school dance team. And actually, the question about what do the 2 asterisk marks mean by science, believe it or not, I spent about 10 minutes trying to figure that out before I got on here. I would assume at some point there was a note at the bottom of the page and someone did not take that off. We have had a rock climbing club before. It seems to have died off. Some things like that depends on the students. We had a very active spike ball club for 3 or 4 years, and those main students graduated, and no one was interested. We had thumb wrestling last year. Yes, thumb wrestling. But it was amazing. There's about 50 kids in the club. So if you're interested in rock climbing, and you can find a sponsor, I'm sure. We play football and wrestling with Eagleville. You have to have an agreement with Tito SAA. So we play football and wrestling with Eagleville. For example, Eagleville, they play soccer with us because they don't have a soccer team. So, but yes, they play for Eagleville. We have everything in middle school we have in high school, I think. So in sports. We let our students use lockers. We release the students a third at a time through alphabet, just like guidance counselors. And but they can use locker if they choose to. The nicest thing you will find here if you're a new student is our lockers are huge. They are double the size of the current one you have. And you ought to be able to fit everything you need in that locker. You do not have to participate in sports. We don't force that. We have piano in high school. It is a credit class, so we do. School hours are 8 to 3. When do clubs start? We actually do a club rotation. Some clubs require a lot of time, like DECA competed today. They've been doing a lot of extra work getting ready for the well, the results came out today. They competed earlier. But then some clubs, we have a rotation where Club A meets this week, and there'll be 10 clubs or so that meet. This year they've been virtual, but hopefully we can go back to having meeting next year. Okay, if you play a sport, you still have to take a year of wellness. Every student in Tennessee has to take a year of wellness, but you also have to take a semester of PE. If you play a sport, you do not have to play. You do not have to take the PE for that. Cafeteria opens at 7:15. So every year. Trap team is trap comes across. Skeet comes across. Trap goes out. It is you shoot a target with a shotgun, and there's 5 of you on each team, and it competes. And we actually went to nationals one year in trap. But I do like trap. We also have a huge archery team, and we've been extremely successful. We won state champions in middle school and high school archery before. Between classes, most years there's 5 minutes. Next year there will be 5 minutes. This year we added a little bit because of COVID. All sports have tryouts. Not all sports cut, but everybody will have a day or two to make sure. We don't have JROTC. I love JROTC. I was lucky enough to be at 2 different schools, Brentwood High School and Laverne, who had tremendous. Colonel Calloway was amazing at Laverne High School. I really like it, but the government is the one who funds it, and they'd like to see 100 students in a program, and we don't have anywhere near that amount. So I don't know that we would ever have ROTC. Navigating our school, we try not to give out maps for safety reasons, but everything, here's something to remember that will come in handy. If your class starts with 100, 104, 106, whatever, it is on the bottom floor. If it starts with 200, it's on the second floor. And no matter what anybody tells you, if it starts with 300, it's not on the third floor. It's in the annex. We don't have a third floor. The lowest numbers are on the high school drop-off end, the end nearest the square, the west end of the campus. And they get bigger as you go down the hall. So after you grasp that, getting around the school is actually very, very easy. You can begin summer. Yeah, thank you, man. One thing I will also brag on, Mr. Nichols is our advisory and college coordinator. he is somebody to get to know real well early. He will help you find scholarships, help you get your ACT up, help you narrow down colleges. That's his full-time job, as well as advisory. We meet advisory once a week, and we try to cover a lot of skills in there that we don't have time for in class, so-called soft skills, which I don't like that term because they're too important to be called that. But we will do that in advisory. Yeah, cell phones are fine. Some teachers don't like them, and that's their prerogative, and they'll have a place for your child to put them. But virtually every child in the world today has a cell phone. I don't know when that happened, but it just seems to be true. Although sixth grade parents, it is not required. No matter what your sixth grader tells you, they don't have to have a cell phone. When do they start? So I would start this summer. We do not have gymnastics, but I have a young man who is doing gymnastics at Air Force Academy. We've had we have one who went to what's the school in Indiana on a gymnastics scholarship last year, Kent State, on a gymnastics scholarship. So we have had several students who've been good at it, but I don't know, honestly, I don't know of any high school in Tennessee that has a gymnastics team.
Students have a tour of the school prior to the school year.
If the sixth grade teachers and some of the seventh grade, the first day or two of school, we'll walk every student around. If things change, I will be glad to give you a tour this summer. Right now, I can't. We're not allowed to let people into the building, but hopefully things are getting better for that. Robotics is for anybody who wants to do it. There are different parts of robotics other than just driving the robot. Will the cafeteria? Yes, we will have a cafeteria. Homework every day. I don't know that it's every day. If you stay ahead of things, the trick here is not to get behind. Don't let yourself don't dig a hole. Guidance will email everyone, and you will set up a time that's convenient for you to register. There are not assigned seats in the cafeteria, and you actually can eat outside as well. This year, we're eating in the auditorium to spread people out. So we're eating everywhere pretty much. That hopefully will go away. But we do have a lot of students eat in the courtyard. I don't know that we can ever go back on laptops. Every student this year has a laptop. If you don't have one or can't provide your student one, we will be glad to check one out to them. We have laptops that we will check out to your child. It's not a problem. Probably a third of the students have one of our laptops. So that's not, don't worry about that. Also, I have a question a lot of times on calculators. There is no fixed one. If I was buying a calculator today, I would buy a TI. But again, if your child needs one, we'll check it out to them. My son got that calculator in sixth grade, and I think he's still using the same one, and he's about to get his PhD in nuclear physics. So it has lasted and done everything. He has a bachelor's in math and a bachelor's in physics. So it's an excellent calculator. But once again, if you're, yeah. On the, if you're going to purchase a laptop, I would encourage you to get with, email our instructional coach who specializes in technology. Chromebooks don't tend, if that's what you really want, bless you, we'll work on it. But they don't tend to work as well as some of the other ones, and the price is not that much different. So we have had a fishing team in the past. Once again, that's an interest. If we have interest, we'll do it. You have to be 15 to take driver's ed in Tennessee. You don't necessarily have to be a sophomore, but we don't have any insurance on you if you aren't 15. I would probably, I guess, an 84 or an 84 plus or something like that. And once again, we can help you with that when you get here. And that anything you need here, you let us know and we'll help you get it. We don't want anybody left out because they can afford something, or anything you need, we'll find a way to take care of it. So I feel strongly about that. And then did you have many students? Yeah, we had maybe, let's see, we have 1,250 kids. We probably had 400 distance learning. So about 800 in person. Uh, I don't know about FFA. You'd have to contact FFA and see. I don't know how. You probably couldn't because you couldn't take the classes that would be needed to prepare you for FFA. Uh, oh, service hours. Mr. Nichols has a list on his website of things that we've collected for volunteering. I can, greenhouse ministry. Uh, what's the homeless shelter? Oh well, volunteering at church. We've had students go on mission trips, knock out all their hours, building houses in other countries. Habitat for Humanity. Just there's so many. The battlefield, cleaning up the battlefield. Discovery Center takes our volunteers a lot. And on normal years, a lot of the elementary schools have spring festivals, and our kids will go over and volunteer. We will, if you can't find something, if you'll email me, and if you have any concerns about anything, let me know, and we will find you something. We have students this year write letters to first responders, write letters to nurses. We have a group doing that right now. Send in care packages overseas to soldiers. There's things you can do from your house if you want to do it. We have 200 in each high school class. So there's a total of 800 high school students, give or take a couple. And there are 425 middle school, once again, give or take a little bit. What is your way of punishing? Great question. Thankfully, that's not a huge issue here. We have extremely few discipline issues. Hopefully, most of them can just be dealt with by the teacher asking you not to do it again. And if that doesn't work, a lot of times we will call your parent and let them ask you not to do it again. And if it's still a problem, Dr. Guthrie will ask you, and that will probably stop it. But it's that's just not a huge issue here. We don't even talk about it too much. How deep in the waiting list? It's different every year. Most years, sixth grade is 4 or 5. Some years, if we take a lot of single twins, it ends up being more. One year we took, I think it was 8. I had 8 sets. First of all, having 8 sets of twins statistically applies weird, but like 4 of them, half of them didn't get in. As a parent, they did what I would have done. So we had a lot of spots that year. Normally, high school, 9th grade, we'll go to about 20, or maybe even a few more than that. But it is different every year. I hate to even say anything about it. Do you have any major events? Yeah, we have a lot. We will have a back to school event, assuming everything keeps getting better. That is up in the air a little bit. We call it Tiger Hunt, and it's usually the Saturday before we start. And that's a great way to get to see everything and meet new people. So we do have quite a few events. Students create clubs. You just have to get a sponsor and have enough people to justify it. Any other questions? We do have school dance, middle school and high school. Miss Cindy Davis would be who you would contact about that. They do a really good job. Can students buy food from cafeteria? Yes. Is it cash or in a separate account? They will have an account automatically, but you can put money in that account online. They do charge you a fee. That irritates me a little bit. I would encourage you just give your child $20 or something, have them deposit it. You also, if your child is spending a lot of money, you can restrict it to where they can only get lunch. This year, lunch was free for everyone, but I don't know if that's going to continue or not. Transition to 9th grade. Once again, the biggest thing is don't get behind. In the 9th grade, you have 7 completely different classes. There's no pattern to it. You're spread out throughout the building. Where in middle school, for example, 6th grade classes are all next to each other except for your 2 electives. So I do encourage you to stay caught up Can you do drama? Yeah, you can do drama and play in the band. We have a lot of kids do that. Yes, incoming 8th grade will test for integrated 1. And it could be in the fall. It could be this school year. Guidance will contact you. Field trips, we don't take too many. We try not to interrupt class too much. But now, of course, this year we didn't take any because of COVID, which is the answer to every question. But hopefully next year, we will be freed up a little bit. Forensics, I wish we did. That's something I've wanted to start for 11 years. And so if you turn 15 before you drive, it would be okay. The first 6 weeks of driver's ed is in the classroom. So if you turn 15 before you drive, you could take driver's ed. If not, there is a book club here is huge. Library is huge here. But reading is very cool here. 9th grader work on, they can work as soon as it goes out. There will be some summer work for 10th graders, and it will be on the website. Mandy Johnson said something. She asks questions all the time. Anybody else have a question? As I said, if you think don't know yet, block scheduling. We've been over that one, and we'll know as the year gets closer to the end and COVID goes away more or doesn't. So it seems to be coming back in Italy and some other places. So, I don't know for sure, but once again, get my second shot Saturday. Homework policy, you just need to do it. There will be homework in almost every class. It's hopefully not excessive. As I said, my daughter never had a problem with it. If your child, I have parents sometimes go, well, my child's 5 hours a night. No, they're doing something wrong. If your child's studying 5 hours a night, you need to call us because there's a flaw in something. That should not be happening. Masks, once again, that's a school board decision. I think they're going to discuss it Thursday night. I don't think they'll do anything Thursday night, so I wouldn't panic. But I think it is on the agenda. I think it's Thursday night. I keep saying that like I know what I'm talking about. But I wouldn't panic yet, so we don't know. Yes, once again, that's a school board decision whether you're forced to come back, but I think you will be. Rutherford County Schools has a virtual school, but that would mean withdrawing from Central and going to virtual school. But that decision has not been formally made yet. So I would just watch the board meetings and, pay attention, and you will know for sure as the year, I think you'll know in the next month or so what will happen in the fall. But right now that decision has not been formally made yet. Anybody, Wi-Fi, it's great in my office. I don't know what everybody complains about. I have incredible Wi-Fi. Every room has a access point. They have upped Rutherford County's Wi-Fi as a whole quite a bit this year, and there are plans. It's extremely expensive, and there are plans to increase it again next year. Some of our students have 5 and 6 devices on the Wi-Fi at one time. Yes, it shouldn't be that way. They also want to listen to their music, which eats up some of the Wi-Fi, so the students can help that a great deal. But you don't have to do community service this summer. It is due before next April. Bumper stickers. We have magnets at the moment. And a lot of the coaches have online stores where you can buy merchandise. Oh, I almost forgot. Anybody who signed off is not going to know. We have each and every one of you, students, not parents, a free T-shirt. If you can stop by, and if you're out of state, if you let us know, we'll pull yours aside. But if you can stop by in the next couple of weeks, you can pick up your free T-shirt to show that you're a student at Central Magnet. So anyway, I almost forgot the T-shirts. That would have been bad. But everyone has a T-shirt. Please come in and get them. We spent a lot of money on them. Spirit gear, as I said, there's some links on the website. I will get Miss Johnson to put them in a obvious place so that you can find them. The person that drops off at Smyrna Middle is not private transportation. That is Rutherford County Schools. We have shuttle buses that pick up at Laverne Middle, Smyrna Middle, Rock Springs Middle, no, Smyrna High School, I'm sorry, and Smyrna Middle. And they pick up, and then in the afternoon, they will bring you right back to that spot. And the times we will have posted on our website as they get set a little bit more. There's a form for community service. It's several places on the website. And in your packet. Yes, thank you. Yeah, somebody's got a kid on the track team because they're pushing their store at the moment, but he is exactly right. The Mr. Nichols track team has a store up right now, and they would love for you to buy from them. But anyway, requirements for skipping a grade. I don't know that we've had some graduate early. In high school, you don't really skip a grade. You graduate early. Middle school, we'd have to sit down and discuss it quite a bit to see what would be best for the child. But I mean, it is possible. It's just not. We've never had a middle school student do it, but we have had several high school students graduate early. So I mean, but that is something you do not want to wait until their junior year and say, "Oh, I want to graduate early." That makes it really hard on your child. It's something that, if possible, the earlier you can plan it, the better, because you don't have to pick up an extra credit here or there. And that's the best way to do it, either online or in summer school. We have a great tennis team. Our boys were state runner-up a couple years ago in large classification. We had a young man who won the tennis individual championship his freshman year, was state runner-up his senior year. He is at Caltech right now playing tennis. Very proud of him. And our girls team goes to the state almost every year. They are great. We have a tremendous tennis team. Yeah, certain classes do have certain requirements. I mean, obviously you can't take English 2 until you take English 1. And then there are some, like AP Chemistry, where you probably need a certain level of math to do well there.
Do you have to sign up for students to get on the bus, or just show up in the Smyrna area school?
If you show up first day, they'll take you. And then after that, you should probably ride the same, try to be in the same spot every day. I would get there early the first time. Once again, soccer, boys have been to the state 4 times. Girls have went to the state the last 2 years. Middle school, we won the county a couple of times in girls and boys, and we're always at the top. Soccer is another one of our better sports. But anybody got a question? If I missed your question, I apologize. We are thrilled to have you. If you think of something, just email me. As we get closer and get more information about different things, we will be getting that out. We feel like Central is the best school anywhere. I think you will too after you are here a while. And once again, welcome to the Central Magnet family. If you have any questions, just email me. Thank you.